Hey guys, happy Sunday. It's been a minute since I've made a video or have done pretty much apart from the other day that I did the live on my Instagram. It's been a minute since I have been like out there and stuff, so I just wanted to make a comeback. All of my new followers that has just started following us. My name is Jody Ann Stone and I am the founder of the Queen House organization. And thank you all so much for following us, for all those that has continued to follow us on this journey. For today, sorry if I'm I'm just looking at my notes because I made some notes and stuff. Just for today, I just want to make this video to clarify some points and some questions that I continue to get. A lot of people, whenever I'm like doing giveaways, whenever I'm doing events and like overall a lot of things within the organization, I keep getting the same question over and over again. A lot of people keep asking me why do I decide to start a organization? Of all the other things in the world that I could have done, why an organization? I'm gonna get to that, but I'm gonna tell a story. The story is gonna lead to the reason why. Okay, so just bear with me. This video might be a little bit long, but I promise it's well worth the watch. So obviously I speak all the time about growing up in Jamaica and not having the support and stuff like that. So growing up in Jamaica, I am shy. I'm pretty sure a lot of you, by watching my videos, seeing how I speak and stuff, can probably see that a lot of time when I'm speaking, I ramble and stuff like that. And that's because I am not 100% comfortable being in front of the camera and stuff like that. I'm still working on that, of course. But remember growing up in primary school, even high school and stuff like that, I was one of the shyest person that you could probably come across. Going to primary school, I remember, you know, they used to call you up to say your timetable, you have to read to come to the board to solve a math problem or something like that. And I remember in grade 6 at Holland Primary School, I remember my teacher was Mr. Brown. He called me up. I can't remember if it was to come to the board or if it was to say my timetable, so don't quote me on it. And I remember I didn't move. When he called me, I just sat at my bench just the same, did what I was doing, like nobody was speaking to me. Then I remember he continued to call and everyone started looking at me. So being who I am, I felt ashamed. And then so I put my head down on the desk and I remember he came over to me. And I remember back in those days, they put on lick on you like no tomorrow. So he came over and at the time they had this piece of car tire thing. It was called, I don't remember what they call it. But it was a piece of car tire that they used to hit you, right? So he used it to hit me twice across my back. And I remember I didn't move. I still had my head down on the table like this. I didn't move or anything, and he left and he went away. Remember I went home and I complained to my mom. I complained, stuff like that. Being who my mom is, she's a shy person. She's not going to go to the school and say anything to the teacher. And so nothing came of it. But remember my godmother, Tanisha, she's she wanted to go to the school to resolve the issue and stuff because they're saying that teacher shouldn't be doing that and stuff like that. And being the way that it was when I was going to school, if your parents wasn't like at parent-teacher meeting, if your parents didn't have money and a lot of things, the teachers didn't really pay you any attention. They didn't really take the time out to do things and to like, you know, properly taught you the way that they would give other children, parents that are always there, always showering them with gift on Teachers Day and stuff like that. And I remember, you know, when it comes time for exam, I remember, you know, okay, but before that, sorry, when it comes time for exam, I remember it was everybody's prepping, everybody's hoping for their kids to pass the Hampton and Stets and all of the big school and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give my hopes up because I know that I was shy and a lot of the things that I could have learned, I didn't learn because I didn't ask questions and stuff like that. And of course, so, you know, we went into the exam, did the exam. I ended up passing for Newell High. And going to Newell High School is just basically just like going to an all-age school. It's like, to a lot of people, it didn't mean anything. Might as well you had just stay in primary and do another year and try to go to another school or whatever. And at that point, a lot of people looked down on me. with that being said, like a lot of the people that I taught was my friend in primary school at that point in time, a lot of them no longer speak to me and stuff because they were going to higher school and whatever, and my standards was like down here and they were up here, and I'm like, okay, fine. And you know, pretty much all of my primary school year, like I live in Jamaica, my dad was here in Canada, so we didn't have it. So going to school, a lot of days we didn't know how we were gonna eat and stuff like that. And you know, we used to eat Nutribullet and Nutrimilk and stuff like that, that a couple of the teachers, Mrs. Doctor being one of them, used to support to us. So from that, a lot of people used to look down on us because if you can't buy big box food and then there's something they're really in a for them class and stuff like that. And you know, and I remember when I was there, a lot of the people that I thought was my friend, I remember when my dad was filing for us to come to Canada, I had shared that with a couple people, and one of them even turned to me and said, if me go and play in the bottom, I go fall out. No, like mind you, like what could I possibly do for the bottom of the plane to fall, right? But I'm like, wow, like this is low for somebody to say that. Somebody that you thought was your friend. So, but you know, regardless of whatever, I continue. I graduated, you know, supposed to go to Newell High School. That didn't end up happening because like my dad was supposed to take us here. So for that year, when we were supposed to be in grade 7, we ended up staying home for that whole year, just at home. And a lot of rumors started spreading that we're pregnant and stuff like that. What other reason could it possibly be for us to be in school, and instead our parents kept us home? Nobody, like a lot of people didn't know, and we didn't share that information with them, but the rumors started going and stuff like that. Then after that, my dad came to Jamaica, whatever, we got into an all-age school, middle quarters. I went there, and you know, after I started going there, I went there in grade 8, since we already skipped grade 7 being at home. Remember going there, and that was the first time I ever wore a badge. You know, those badge of prefect, head girl, and whatever. I got a badge. I don't remember if I was a prefect or what. I don't remember what exactly I was. And from that was where I started getting my confidence. That was the moment that I needed to say, you know what, somebody care. I can actually be something. And then I got that badge. And then going forward now, I remember we had a math class. Mrs. Richards is my teacher. And we did a math test. And of all the students in the class, I got the highest grade ever in math. And no kidding, I hate math. Don't come to me anything about long division or any of those, because I wouldn't know what to tell you, right? So after I got the badge, I got the highest score on the math test. And then it comes time for us to do the reading where they place you in grades and stuff like that. I ended up in the highest reading level of, like, with so many other kids that I never thought that I would be at their level. And I'm like, okay, things are starting to look up. I got a badge that I never thought I would have got. Highest grade of all of my class on a math test, no, mind you. And then I end up in the highest reading class. And then from there, things started looking up, and I'm like, okay, I can actually come out to something now. You know, people won't be even though I'm still at all age and whatever, and it doesn't really matter to a lot of people, that meant something to me. That finally I'm starting to see something. It got to the point where I could even go up in front of the class, where my teacher asked me to at one point to, like, I think it was science or something like that, I don't remember, to teach the class for that hour or whatever. And I'm like, why would she want me to go up in front of the class? Like, I don't know how to do this and whatever, but regardless, I went up and I did it. You know I'm here rambling about the story, but I'm getting to the point of this. So this goes back to why a lot of people ask me why I decided to start an organization. A lot of the people, like, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but some of the people that has reached out to me for help are people that has in my past looked down on me and stuff like that. And regardless of what I went through, I never hold that against anybody. I never ever look down on anybody. So if you come to me, doesn't matter what we have in the past, and you come to me for help, I am going to help you wholeheartedly, and from the bottom of my heart, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with love. It doesn't matter what you have done to me in the past. I always believe that. And so this goes back to why a lot of people says, why do you decide to create an organization where I have to be driving up and down to collect donations, I have to send pack barrels and stuff and send them to Jamaica, then my team in Jamaica obviously have to distribute them in the community and stuff like that? And my answer is, I know what it's like to be down on my face. I know what it's like not to have anything. I know what it's like to go to my bed hungry, and I know what it's like to be at my lowest of my lowest. And now I'm here. And they have a saying, say, if you get to the top and you don't reach down to help those that are down there. I don't quote me on this, but I know there's a saying that so basically what they're saying, that if you get to the top and you don't go back down to help up those, are you really anywhere in your life? Right? So when I look back at it, the reason behind this organization, like I said, I know what it's like not to have anything. I know what it's like to wear one pair of shoes until the bottom is done for me to get a new one. And a lot of people probably look at me and be like, no, you haven't gone through those. I have gone through some of the worst times in my life, but I don't tell people because I'm not the kind of person to open and to put my life out there, because as much as I'm trying to get comfortable in front of the camera and things like that, I'm still afraid of a lot of people judging me based on me sharing my stories and telling my truth. But I'm learning to get there, because obviously running my organization, I can't be asking other people to share their truth and share their stories, and I'm not doing that. But back to the organization. So there's a lot of reasons behind why I decided to start an organization, and a non-profit one at that, which means that I don't get anything from the organization. No money, nothing whatsoever that comes into the organization does not go into my pocket. Everything gets poured back out into the community. And with that being said, with all of what we have going on, people reach out to me a lot of times. You know, when I started this, I promised myself that I wouldn't share pictures and videos of people that ask us for help. Breeze, a lot of you probably, the reason behind that is because a lot of people are afraid to ask for help because they're afraid that we're going to put them out there and blast. A lot of people are already so afraid and ashamed to ask for help because they don't want other people looking down on them. And I'm not going to be that person to say, oh yeah, I'm not doing this for the fame and for the possibly popular to be famous or anything. So the only thing that I try to do is, like, if I get money from someone to go to the organization, if someone give me donation, I try to make sure that I take the pictures of me like packing the barrel or what I do with the money, and I send it to them so that way they see where it's invested in. But I don't put pictures of stuff out there in the internet and stuff like that to degrade anybody, for them to be all over social media getting food or getting clothes or whatever for their family, and for other people around them to judge them. But you know, the point of this, why I decided to share that story too, is because a lot of people, you know, some people have reached out to me, say, I want to start a business or I want to do this, but everybody that I go to my idea, they shut it down. They said that, you know, I don't have what it takes to do this, or I can't do this or whatever. Because anything that I always tell a lot of people is that sometimes going to family, they're not going to help you. Friends, they're not going to help you, because sometimes they are trying to get something done for themselves and they can't get it now, so they don't want to see anyone else reach to the point where they can get to. They're like, oh, I failed, so why should I help you to succeed, and then you're going to get ahead of me. But the one thing that I always say is, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Because it doesn't matter how the whole world is against you. If you just need to believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, you have the drive, the determination, and you have that motivation, that inspiration, that thing that pushes you to keep going each and every day. Find that. It can be your child, it can be whatever you have gone through, your situations. You know what it's like to have a hard life, and you know that you don't want to be in the same place that you are today when you look 5 years down the road or 2 years down the road. Make sure that you believe in yourself, because that is all that you need. Trust and believe that I have been there. You just need to believe in yourself that, you know what, I can do this. I have what it takes. If she can do it, I can do it too. Believe in yourself and you'll be amazing to see what you can accomplish. Doesn't matter if the whole world is against you. Doesn't matter what they throw at you. Everything that they throw at you, take it and use that to build and to show them that you have what it takes inside of you. I have gone through the worst of the worst, some of the worst situation. I know people that have gone through so many things, that have gone through rape, domestic violence. They have been homeless, and to see where they are now, you wouldn't even think to say, oh, they were homeless and used to live on the street and have gone through half of what they have gone through and dealt with, because they took all of what they went through and they use that as the motivation that they need to say that I don't want to be where I am today. When I look back 5 years ago, I want to be ahead. I want to be something. I want to become a something. I want to make a legacy. I want to leave this world to know that I have done what I came on this earth to do. And this is why I'm making this video today. For anybody out there that wants to do something in their life, it doesn't matter what you have gone through, what people have said to you, you just need to believe in yourself and you will be amazed at what you can do. And honestly, a lot of times starting businesses or doing anything in general, going to families and friends sometimes are the worst thing that you could ever possibly do, because they are the one who are gonna try to demolish you and tell you that you can't do it, or no, don't do this, or don't do that. I have tried that and it didn't work. Yeah, you have tried it, but what I can try too, maybe you went at it that way, I can go at it another way. Instead of trying to say, no, you can't do it, I'm not gonna help you, how about show that person, say, oh, I went at it this way, maybe try going at it another way, or give them some strategy so they know where you went wrong and they can correct it, and maybe even try to work together on it. How about we try to do that more instead of trying to belittle each other and to tear each other down? I am so sick and tired of seeing all of that. Honestly, starting an organization is one of the most difficult and the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole entire life. Of all the challenges and everything that I've went through, doing an organization where I have to be out there, because there's so many people that are not going to appreciate anything. It doesn't matter what you do for them. There's going to be people who will never ever say thank you, that will never appreciate anything. Doesn't mean matter if they're homeless, they're starving, and you're the person that gives them food and that gives them clothes, they will never say thank you. But you cannot let that be the reason why you stop doing what you're doing. You cannot let that be the reason why you stop doing what you're doing. If you know that's what you want to do, and you know that this is your purpose and this is what you are here to do, you go ahead and you do it. You do it. All the praise and everything that you need, that you will receive, will come from the person that it is supposed to come from, the one and the true and the mighty, the one and the only that created all of this. So you don't need anybody else that just say, oh my God, congratulations, you're doing such a good job. You go and you do you, do you? Because you're probably going to post, a lot of us, like even with social media, you post things, you're like, oh, nobody likes it, nobody comments on it. Keep posting, keep doing it. There are people out there watching. Oh, trust me, they are watching. Just because they don't like and they don't comment on your things, they're always out there watching you. And a lot of the time, those same strategies and everything that you see that you're using, a lot of people out there copying it too, because they see that you're doing it and things are working. Just because you don't get 100 like or 15, 20 comments on your post, you're going to say, oh, I'm going to stop because nobody's noticing. Look at the difference when you post on your story and when you post on your actual feed. When you post on your story, sometimes I go through and I see like 20, 150, 200 people view my story, and then when I go on and look on my post, like 2 person likes it. But at the end of the day, that's how you know that people are watching, because they're watching your story, because they can just watch it and they go about their day and whatever. But with the post that you post, they like it and they have to comment on it. That will mean that they're giving you whatever is it that you desire, right? But you can't let that stop you. There's going to be so many obstacles that's going to come in your way of starting, whether it's a business, starting an organization, whatever is it that you are doing. You just need to believe in yourself. It's not selfish. It's not selfish if you have to cut off some people out of your life just in order for you to achieve what you need to achieve. Sometimes that is what you have to do, because if you keep those people around you, you will never get to where you are meant to be, because you're relying on them to give you credit and to build up your self-esteem and stuff like that, to say, yeah, you can do it and whatever. Because they don't give you that, you just give up and you cut off. No, you can't do that. Guys, like I said, I've gone to school where I don't have food, friends curse me out and stuff like that. There's so many stories that I have to tell you guys, but you guys have to bear with me. These stories will eventually come out, but I'm taking my time and I will share them one by one. But there's so much stories things that I have gone through that a lot of people probably don't even know about, because I kept silent about a lot of things. But at the end of the day, you have to find that drive. You have to find what motivates you. You have to find something that pushes you. And if you can find a support system to back you behind that, that's one of the most amazing things that you could ever find. But that's rare and it's hard, because a lot of people are competing nowadays instead of collaborating and trying to help each other. But don't let that stop you. Don't let that be the reason why you don't start that business. You don't go out there and take that course or do whatever it is that you want to do. Do it for yourself. Believe in you and you will be amazed at what you can accomplish. But don't sit around and wait for people to praise you and to give you compliments and comments and because otherwise you will never reach anywhere. I make it to Canada. Did the plane bottom fall out? No, but I'm here, right? I'm here. But had I listened to people, probably might have been terrified for the rest of my life of going on a plane, because I'm afraid the plane bottom is going to fall out. But I'm here regardless. I'm here now. I was here. Best believe that I was down here. Now I'm here. And this is the reason why I started this organization, so I can give back, because I know what it's like to be down here, to have nothing, to go to bed hungry, and to be in some of the worst case scenarios ever. But regardless, I didn't let that stop me. Those were the drives for me to start my organization. Those were my drive to make sure that I go to college, I go to wherever, and I graduated, I have a diploma. And now that I have a daughter, that's the next generation. That's a whole nother topic that we're going to discuss another time. But that is the next generation. I'm going to make sure that she never has to go through anything that I have ever gone through. I'm going to make sure she never has to wear shoes until the bottom falls off for her to get another one. I'm going to make sure she doesn't go to her bed hungry. And I'm going to make sure that I am her number one cheerleader, motivator, whatever I need to be to make sure that she gets to where she needs to get to. I'll put her on the right path. Obviously, I can't do everything for her. I can tell her, don't do this, don't do that. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they're doing. But I have to play my part and make sure that if nobody else supports her, if nobody else is there for her, I am her number one cheerleader. And with that being said, I hope you guys are having a magnificent Sunday evening. I'm so sorry. I hope I introduced myself and said happy Sunday. I just needed to get this topic off my chest. I've been thinking about it all day. I've been cleaning the house and stuff, and I just needed to get this done. Because a lot of times I come up with things that I need to talk about, and then by doing things, I lose track of it. So I have to make sure that I get this out there. I know this might be a long video for some of you guys to watch, but I hope whosoever that take the time to watch all of this video will find some inspiration within this video. And I needed to do this because I've been getting so many messages of it lately. A lot of people saying that the posts that I post on social media, and a lot of times I don't have the drive to post, and I push and try to post, and then I get a message saying, someone saying, thank you, I needed to hear this, I needed someone to say this, I needed to see this because I'm going through so much in my life. So I'm hoping that anybody, all of you that sit and watch this video all the way to the end, find some inspiration. If you want to start a business, I hope that you will believe in yourself, even if no one else is behind you to back you. Believe in yourself. Go out there and do what you have to do. At the end of the day, babe, nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody's coming to get you. So you got to have your stuff, and you got to go out there and do what you need to do for you. It is not selfish for you to cut people out of your life to get to where you need to go. Just don't be throw it in their face and bragging about it. But if you have to cut people out of your life to get to where you are, to get your goal, to make sure that you succeed at what it is that you are meant to do with your heart desire, go and do that. Do it. Don't think that it's selfish. With that being said, I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. I'll try to make more videos and post it now that Instagram have changed up their algorithm of doing more reels and videos and stuff like that. I'll try to make as much more of these. And with that being said, you guys have an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you all soon. Take care. It's your girl Jody. We out. Peace.